Before I begin to show you how to prepare this salad, there's always this one person in your friend group or your family, whenever you're going out to eat or you're creating a nice special dinner, one of those people will always say you need something crunchy or something fresh. And honestly, for any food event, that's me. I always like a fresh, crunchy element to kind of balance out everything else. And so this salad recipe is very simple. And we got a variety of different ingredients, including this Rebel Greens brand spring mix. And you can use any type of spring mix that you enjoy, or even spinach, kale, basically whatever you have in the fridge if you're just trying to clean it up. I got some delicious fresh blueberries, candied pecans, Parmesan cheese for the saltiness, and of course, I love cheese. And everybody loves cheese, and if you're allergic to cheese, it's okay to use vegan cheese or maybe a soy-based cheese or an almond-based cheese. And then this is my crunchy element. I got an English cucumber. One of the reasons why I like an English cucumber is that the skin is very thin and a lot more crispier than a chub cucumber. And it's also less watery, so that way you're not getting mushy bites. And then one of my favorite things about the salad actually is all the different variety of herbs from green onion, dill, parsley, and basil, which give it a really big, surprising burst of flavor that you wouldn't think about in a salad. So before I assemble that, I'm going to take my English cucumber, and what I want to do is cut that into really thin slices. And I like them a little bit thinner, so that way in each bite of your salad, you're not getting just one big thick chunk of cucumber in the bite. So for the green onion, I am going to chop off the root of that, but keep the white part because I really like that flavor. And then I'm going to finely slice the white part because that can be a strong flavor if you bite into a really big chunk. And then for the remainder, this really thick part right here, I'm going to split that in half and then do larger slices like that. I got some fresh dill. Now, if you don't like dill, that's okay. You can definitely leave it out, but I really think it provides like a really nice, robust bite to it. And so I just want the leaves of this or the fronds, and I'm just gonna pull those off right there. And then this one, I'm gonna do a rough chop. And then put that in the same ramekin. And then for parsley, this is Italian parsley, also known as flat leaf parsley. You don't have to use this. You can also use cilantro if you prefer that flavor, or if you can't find flat leaf parsley, definitely use curly leaf parsley. The difference between the flat leaf and the curly is milder in flavor and it's more used for decoration, whereas flat leaf parsley is a lot stronger and bolder in flavor. Now for this, I'm not a big fan of parsley stems because they're super woody for my liking, so I'm just gonna pull off the leaves. And this one, I am going to be doing it a finer chop right there. Set that to the side. And then lastly, I got this delicious sweet Italian basil right here. One of my favorite herbs, and basil bruises real easily when you are using a knife. And I really like the color of basil when I'm making the salad. So I'm actually not going to chiffonade this or ribbon cut it or rough chop with the knife. I'm actually just going to hand tear this because I do like that big bite of basil flavor when I'm eating the salad. And again, I want that bright green color as well. So I got the herbs cut up. And then now I'm going to assemble my salad. I have a plate right here. Again, this is just for me, but if you're making a recipe, a batch for a bigger group, definitely use a large mixing bowl or a salad bowl. So I got my Rebel Green spring mix, and again, use whatever you like, spinach, kale, arugula, or you can do a blend of whatever. And if you are using a container of this, for example, and you're feeding 4 to 6 people, I would definitely use 2 containers of this. So I got my bed of spring mix right here. And then I'm going to take those cut herbs and then do a little sprinkle. I need a little bit more parsley. I didn't get enough in that grab. And then next, I'm going to layer the crunchy elements. I got the cucumber. And then the candied pecans. And then I got my fruit, the blueberries. If you can't find blueberries, they're not in season, you don't like blueberries, this salad works really well with raspberries and strawberries as well, especially with this lemon dressing that I have here. And so I'm going to grab a handful of blueberries and just sprinkle that over. And then some salty Parmesan cheese. And this is pre-shredded. Use the pre-shredded one because it has a better bite. If you're using grated Parmesan, it kind of gets lost. And then when you mix in the dressing, it starts to clump up, which we don't want. And I'm going to do a light sprinkle. And then next, I'm going to drizzle Salad Girl lemon herb vinaigrette dressing, which is available at all Mackenthun stores in the produce cooler department. Do give that a little shake because a lot of the herbs and seasonings are in the bottom, so shake it up real well. And then I'm going to give this a nice drizzle of the vinaigrette. Again, if you're making a large batch, I recommend to drizzle the salad with the dressing right before serving, because if you do it ahead of time, it's going to make the greens wilt and it's going to be not a great experience. And of course, you don't have to. I'm a little extra. I like things a little bit peppery, so I'm going to be doing some fresh blacked peppercorn. And then here we got this beautiful plate of this lemony herb blueberry crunchy salad with cucumbers, pecans, a lot of delicious goodness.